the more they oppressed them, the stronger they became. Somebody here has that testimony that the more they lied on me, the stronger I became. The more they said I could not do it, the more they set my agenda to do it. The more they said I wasn't going to make it, the greater. Do I have any real people up in here that have said I made it because they said I wasn't going to make it? Thank God. Marvin Sapp said, I'm strong, I'm wise, and I'm better. Check this out. Listen to this. Isn't it funny how your growth can be someone else's grief? Isn't that funny? Matter of fact, I think about it. How you gonna grieve over my growth when you the one told me to hold on? You the one told me to hang in there. You the one told me God's gonna use you. You're the one that told me don't quit the church, don't leave the church. You're the one. I am a product of your prayers. I am a product of your prophetic word. I am a product of what you said. How, Brother Chucky, can my growth become somebody else's grief? My brothers and my sisters, if we're not careful, in the house of the Lord, instead of celebrating growth, we'll try to defame growth. Because the thing I found out about growth at my house, if it's destined to grow, it's going to grow. Sister Karen, I neglected to water ivies and thinking that they were going to die, and I come home and they're still alive and well and running all over places they don't have any business to go because they were destined to grow. Just look at your neighbor and say, in spite of, I was destined to grow. And if you have a problem now, you better see a grief counselor. Because Isaiah said it doesn't matter what you put in my path that tries to stop me from growing. Isaiah the 54th chapter said that no weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. And every tongue that rise up against me in judgment, I shall condemn. But what God has put on the inside of me. So now we go to chapter 2. And at chapter 2 of this text, we find out where the scripture is that we're going to use. And section 2, chapter 14. Here we find the children of Israel in the midst of a desperate situation. The thing that baffled me is that the situation was a situation that God himself directed them into. And he did it not because he wanted to demoralize them, but he did it because he wanted to show them his faithfulness. Whatever we're going through, my brothers and my sister, it's about the faithfulness of God. So Moses, the Lord, somebody say the Lord. The Lord spoke to Moses as Israel's GPS system. And he said, tell the Israelites to turn back and encamp near Pi-Hahiroth between Migdol and the sea. They are to encamp by the sea directly opposite of Baal-zephon. The change in the direction will cause Pharaoh, the enemy, to think that y'all are confused. He said the enemy won't be able to figure out what's going on. So all he can do is declare it confused, because if I cannot figure it out, I have to make something up. But every now are confused. In other words, they will see themselves in an unexplainable season. Do I have anybody in here that's honest enough to say I've had some unexplainable seasons? People will think that you are confused, but what you're really doing is that you're fulfilling an act of obedience from the Lord. So Pharaoh would think that you're wandering around in the land of confusion. And they would think, this is one point I want to bring, and we're going to bring it in, Bishop White. But there's one thing that said, Pharaoh would think that you're caught in the middle. Whew! Indecisive, operating in the middle. Is it anybody in here that's ever felt like you were trapped in the middle? Want to go to the right, want to go to the left, but I cannot because I'm trapped in the middle. I'm trapped in a relationship. I'm trapped in a system. I'm trapped in a job. I'm trapped in a business. Because see, what you have to realize with Israel at this particular time, where they were located by Harari, means that they were in a place of impassable rocks. They couldn't move on their own. Not only was it impassable rocks, but Dr. Hennis, it was also a place of a mouth of the defile. Have you ever been trapped by the mouth of